In the middle of the Caribbean Sea, a family was spending their vacation on a yacht. The mother, Julia, jumped into the water to swim. While relaxing, she felt something strange, but since she couldn't see anything around her, she assumed it might have been her imagination. A few seconds later, the same strange feeling returned. Still, nothing was visible, and now she began to panic, swimming back toward the yacht. Suddenly, someone grabbed her leg and she started screaming for help. Her daughter, Casey, was listening to music on headphones and couldn't hear her. Her husband, Tom, and their son, Ben, were busy fishing. Julia tried to stay afloat, but with water entering her mouth, screaming became almost impossible. A short while later, Tom realized he hadn't seen Julia for quite some time. He searched the yacht and then saw his wife in danger. He called the children, moved toward the yacht, and jumped into the water. He quickly reached Julia, grabbed her, and swam toward the yacht. The children helped pull them both onto the deck. Julia tried to convince herself that it was probably just the waves causing the incident. That night, the family celebrated Ben's birthday. Casey received a video call from her boyfriend and went outside with her laptop. On the call, he showed her that thick, dark clouds had covered the city. The call froze. Casey tried to inform the family, but Tom suggested that maybe the signal was weak due to their distance from land. Soon after, a strange sound echoed around them. They went outside and saw a group of whales passing by. Tom explained that whales always follow the Earth's magnetic field, but storms can confuse them. Suddenly, the yacht shook violently and Ben fell overboard. Tom worried about the yacht's condition and dived underwater to check. After a while, he resurfaced with a large cut on his shoulder. Julia immediately stitched his wound. Tom explained that underwater he felt as if a massive creature was chasing him, but when he turned, his shoulder had been cut by the propeller. He realized whatever it was, it had been enormous. The yacht had suffered significant damage, forcing them to seek help. Julia repeatedly tried to use the radio, while Casey tried to find a signal on her phone, but nothing worked. At one point, Casey saw a strange creature and screamed, but it was just Ben wearing a mask and playing a prank. Shortly after, the yacht came to a complete halt, stranded in the middle of the sea. Julia heard a faint voice over the radio, but couldn't understand it. Tom explained they had only 4 days' worth of food and water left and would now have to wait for a fishing boat. Suddenly, the radar detected something, and a strange sound echoed. They rushed outside to see multiple meteors striking the ground. Each impact caused massive explosions. One meteor fell into the water near them. Tom immediately tried to start the yacht. The engine sputtered, barely working, when another meteor struck the area. The family held on to each other in fear. Tom realized that the fireballs weren't meteors, they were satellites. Meanwhile, Ben noticed smoke coming from the yacht. Tom checked and confirmed that the engine had failed. The wind grew stronger, forcing the family inside the yacht, unaware that the compass was spinning uncontrollably. The yacht rocked violently. Ben fell again, this time injuring himself. Waves slammed into the yacht with increasing force. Tom struggled to retrieve the life jackets. Suddenly, the power went out. Tom quickly pressed the power box button, restoring the lights. Ben noticed that Julia's nose was bleeding. Julia began feeling dizzy, while Casey went to the sink and vomited. Tom kept trying the radio but got no signal. A piercing, high-pitched noise erupted and the wind became even stronger. Julia tried to close the doors, but a hatch swung open and the wind shattered the windows. Tom fired a flare, and darkness engulfed them shortly after. The next morning, the family awoke in shock. They had survived the storm, but the yacht was half destroyed. Stepping outside, they saw the sea had completely receded, leaving the yacht stranded on dry land. Casey checked her signal, but the network was down. Ben began playing with 2 dead crabs. Tom checked the compass. It was reversed. This had last happened 7 million years ago. Casey feared her boyfriend had died and broke down. Julia tried to console her, but Casey pushed her away and hid. Julia and Tom assessed their remaining supplies. Ben tied his birthday balloons to a stone, hoping some other survivor might see them. Tom tried the radio again and finally reached a man named Now, a submarine captain. Now explained that the magnetic poles had reversed, causing the ocean to retreat and the land to dry up. Communication systems were completely down, and Now warned the family to stay on high ground because when the water returned, it would be extremely dangerous. Tom calculated that reaching the submarine would take 2 to 3 days. That night, the family rested, preparing to move at first light. On the way, they encountered a limping man with a harpoon and a dog who attacked them. Tom was wounded and Julia fought to protect the children. Eventually, Julia and the children reached the submarine. She fired at the approaching crabs while the children got inside. Once inside, they locked the hatch and watched the crabs outside. As the sea returned, waves slammed the submarine, tossing it around. Julia witnessed the terrifying power of nature but took comfort in the fact that the family was safe. The submarine eventually brought them to a ruined city, giving them hope to survive and start a new life.